Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I hope you had fun today during the competition. I hope you learned something. What I can say from what I observed of all of you today is number one, how you conducted yourselves. You won and lost with dignity. You supported each other and were honest and respectful in competition. Number two, I could tell that you rose to the challenge in a year filled with challenges and roadblocks. For many of you, this may have been your first time competing in something at this level or an event like this. And again, I congratulate you on the effort that you put in, both to get to this point and throughout the competition, and the success that you've demonstrated, regardless of what it may say on the record for wins and losses. You've all achieved, you've all gone through the journey, and no one can take that away from you. So again, congratulations to all of you on that. As we had discussed earlier, the top 4 teams from the Navy, the top 4 teams from the Marine Corps, and the top 8 teams from the Air Force qualify for the playoffs, assuming that they meet qualification standards, which are to have at least as many wins as losses in the competition today. We'll begin with the Navy, which had 8 teams total. 4 teams completed the competition with a winning record, and they will be advancing to the playoff rounds tomorrow. Your number 1 seed, with a 5-0 record and 316 points per game, from Virginia Beach, Virginia, Princess Anne High School. The number 2 seed, with a record of 4 wins and 1 loss and 294 points per game, from San Diego, California, Patrick Henry High School. We had 2 teams that finished with 3 wins and 2 losses. They were then ranked in order based on points per game. At number 3, with 3 and 2, 284 points per game, from Renton, Washington, Liberty High School. And at number 4, with a 3 and 2 record and 256 points per game, from Cedar Park, Texas, Vista Ridge High School. So please refer to either your playoff brackets or the competition schedule for the matches in McMahon Hall tomorrow. Princess Anne will face Vista Ridge in one semifinal match at 9:30 a.m. Patrick Henry will face Liberty in the other semifinal, also at 9:30. The winners of those games will come here to the Great Hall for the championship final for the Navy at 10:30 a.m. We move next to the Marine Corps. Of the 8 teams competing, 4 of them reached the qualification threshold with a winning record. At number 1, with 5 wins and no losses and 328 points per game, from Little Rock, Arkansas Catholic High School. At number 2, with 4 wins and 1 loss and 250 points per game, from Henrico, Virginia, John Randolph Tucker High School. At number 3, with 3 wins and 2 losses, and earning the higher ranking based on a higher points per game, with 226 points per game, from St. Paul, Minnesota, Como Park High School. And at number 4, also with a 3 and 2 record and 216 points per game, from Lynn Haven, Florida, A.C. Mosley High School. Tomorrow's semifinal matches in McMahon Hall will be at 10:10 a.m. Catholic will face A.C. Mosley. John Randolph Tucker will face Como Park. The winners of those games will come here to the Great Hall for the Marine Corps Championship Final at 11:30 a.m. Finally, we go to the Air Force, where 16 teams were competing. 9 of those teams met the threshold of having at least as many wins as losses among the 6 games that each team played. So again, they were ranked in order first by their win-loss record and then by average points per game. Your number 1 seed at 6-0 with 418.3 points per game from San Diego, California, Scripps Ranch High School. 3 teams finished with a record of 5 wins and 1 loss. The number 2 seed with 283.3 points per game from Austin, Texas, Westwood High School. At number 3, close behind with 276.7 points per game, all the way from Honolulu, Hawaii, Moanalua High School. And at number 4, with 257.5 points per game, from Indiana, Jeffersonville High School. 3 teams finished with a record of 4 wins and 2 losses. At number 5, scoring 268.3 points per game, from Ohio, Beaver Creek High School. At number 6, with 258.3 points per game, from Texas, the Woodlands High School. And at number 7, with 253.3 points per game, from Liberty, Kentucky, Casey County High School. The last playoff spot came down to the 2 teams who finished with records of 3 wins and 3 losses. At number 8, with the higher points per game of 226.7, from Valencia, California, Valencia High School. For tomorrow's playoff matches, Moanalua and the Woodlands will face off in a quarterfinal at 9:30 a.m. Jeffersonville will face Beaver Creek at 9:30 a.m. The next set of quarterfinal matches will take place after that at 10:10 a.m., also in McMahon Hall. Scripps Ranch will face Valencia, and Westwood will face Casey County. The winners of those games will face off in the semifinals at 10:50 a.m., and after lunch, the Air Force Championship will take place here at 12:30 p.m. in the Great Hall. For all of the teams that did not qualify for the playoffs, you will find out your final placement after the competition. That information will be sent to you through either College Options Foundation or out to your coaches. Again, congratulations to all of you on an excellent competition. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the playoff rounds and the Joint Service Championship tomorrow evening. Thank you very much, and have a good night.